Hey, listener, thanks for pressing play. This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, James Gunn reveals the huge cast for The Suicide Squad. NBC Universal gives their streaming service the worst name ever.
Lame.
And we discuss the Jurassic World short film Battle at Big Rock from director Colin Trevorrow. Plus, we got another Patreon-sponsored movie review. This time, it's Christian Bale, Matthew McConaughey, slaying dragons in 2002's Reign of Fire. All that and much more in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Thursday, September 19th, 2019.
This is Norm MacDonald, and you're listening to the, hang on, I got it here. It says, the Jock and Nerd Podcast. Known for their series of gay erotica found on Amazon, No? That's not them? Oh. Well, I fucked that up, I guess.
Check. Check one. All right. This is really fans out there. Let's give it up. Be talking, be nerding. Be funny, disturbing. Be talking, be nerding. Be spoiler alert. Oh yeah. Be talking, be nerding. Be funny, disturbing. Oh yeah. Be talking, be nerding. Be spoiler alert.
Hey, what's happening, listener? Thanks for joining us this week, and welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name is Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the Nerd.
And over there in the corner is the puppet world's most celebrated dragon slayer. They call him Rug Boy Van Zant. We just call him Rug Boy. What's up, Rugs?
Forsooth, I call upon the strength of Cheops.
Cheops.
I don't know. Something from Scrooge.
Slay those puppet dragons. How's everybody's energy this week? Anthony, how you feeling?
I just woke up from a nap, and prior to that, I was pretty drunk. So.
Excellent.
Energy depleted.
Yeah. I feel like I'm still in a haze right now.
None of this is happening, Anthony. This is all in your dream.
Yeah, let's get this show over
This isn't really happening for the sake of it.
I do this for the fans.
Yeah, see what you
make these sacrifices.
You see, listener, what Anthony will day drink and take a nap and wake up and join us. That's dedication.
Yeah. On a Thursday.
On a Thursday, which is Thor's Day, the Odinson's Day. Listen, thanks for making the effort. Let's get to the news.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
So you guys know this James Gunn there is doing the new Suicide Squad movie there. Why am I talking like this? I don't know.
Because you're from Chicago.
I'm from Chicago. Over to 33 and a third. There's a hot dog stand. It's got the best beef in the city. No, it's The Suicide Squad coming out 2021. It's a reboot, not a sequel. And there's been all these rumors.
It's a reboot?
It's like a reboot, right? Isn't that what you'd call it?
Is it?
Well, no.
Why would you reboot it?
But it has the same.
It has some of the same people. So is it a sequel? So the first movie's called Suicide Squad. The sequel's called The Suicide Squad. Maybe it's a sequel. Yes. Well, exactly that. James Gunn posted to his Instagram, finally, a cast list. There's been rumors for weeks who's in this movie. There is a graphic here with 24 names on it.
Oh, shit.
Wow, that's a lot.
A lot of names and no character names. But if you know the Suicide Squad at all, half of these dudes probably dying in the first act.
I don't know who any of these names are.
Well, I know
other than
some
like
of
maybe
them.
3 or 4.
Let's go through them. There's been rumors. We've got an official cast list here. I'm going to go through the ones that I know. The ones that I don't mention, there's not really a lot about them, so we're just going to move on. Let's start with David Dastmalchian.
Don't know who that is.
Okay. On IMDb, actually, he is listed as Polka Dot Man. Who is it, Anthony? Where do you know the David Dastmalchian from?
He's the Russian dude in Ant-Man and the like crazy dude in Dark Knight that gets questioned.
He's one of Joker's thugs in Dark Knight. He's in both the Ant-Man movies. He works with in the security agency. He was also in Bird Box.
So he's gonna die really.
Blade Runner 2049. What are the odds?
Early in the movie.
Yeah, what are the odds that he's dead right away?
Yeah, he's definitely a red shirt.
A couple of these are complete red shirts.
It's me yawning.
But that's how excited Anthony is. Woohoo! Yeah! But he actually has a character name, so if he's named, he may be around longer.
Polka Dot Man.
Polka Dot Man.
No, remember that guy he went on the rope and he
the string guy, the knots guy, Slipknot. Slipknot's dead. The next name, John Cena.
Oh shit!
I know who that is.
Yeah,
I know who that is
he
as well.
is listed as Peacemaker on the IMDb.
He's pretty funny.
But is he? How long do you think he survives?
I think he sticks around.
I think he'll make it through the whole movie.
Oh, so you can see him. It's a bad joke. Yeah, that's bad.
This is going great.
Next on the list, Jai Courtney returning as Captain Boomerang. So
yeah, that's one of the castings already that makes you go, how is this a reboot?
I don't know.
You don't get the same guy as Boomerang to come back.
Is the first movie still in canon? Is it following? That's very interesting. But Captain Boomerang will be back. The next name is this dude, Joaquin Cosio. I don't know much about him. He's an older dude. He's been in Quantum of Solace. He was in The Lone Ranger 2013.
I know him.
Oh, you know him because he is in Narcos Mexico.
Mexico, yeah. He was pretty good. Don Neto and Marcos.
Did he kill a lot of people in that?
He was actually, so Don Neto in Marcos Mexico was kind of like the crazy uncle type.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't really kill a lot of people.
He was also the voice of Scorpion in Into the Spider-Verse, Joaquin Cosio. And he's currently in Rambo Last Blood that opens this weekend. Anybody interested in seeing Rambo Last Blood?
I'm going to go see it.
Really?
Maybe.
It is 34% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, there's the reason for that. Because he kills a bunch of Mexican dudes.
Maybe. I read
it's not politically correct.
I read a couple of reviews, and basically they were like, it's a dumb, violent action movie. And I'm like, that's Rambo. 34% Rotten Tomatoes. Kind of a shame because the first movie, First Blood, is a really good movie. And then it just kind of goes downhill from there. But yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's a Rambo movie. You
Rambo.
can't really expect it to be like fucking Oscar worthy.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking fantasy of like, first it was like one man army and now it's like an old man army. So it's like.
But the first one deals with like PTSD coming back from Vietnam, trying to fit back in. Like,
yeah, it's actually a good movie.
It's a very good movie. And then the second one is just over the top. Anyways, back to the Suicide Squad cast. Next name, Nathan Fillion. We know that Nathan Fillion.
What do you think of Nathan Fillion, Anthony?
He better be in a goofy role. If he's in a serious role, I'm not going to like it.
We just watched him in Serenity.
And we know, and all three of us agree that we don't buy him as a serious lead.
He's got good comedy chops. So I heard on the Kevin Smith podcast that he heard from his people that he may be playing Green Lantern.
Oh shit!
Maybe Nathan Fillion as an older Hal Jordan.
Get the fuck out of here!
I don't know.
That.
I don't know.
He's not.
Does he survive? I don't know.
They're not going to put him in Suicide Squad.
He's in the movie for a second until he gets killed.
It'd be an interesting
right
casting to put him as Green Lantern.
Fillion as Hal Jordan. I can almost buy it. Then we have Joel Kinnaman, who was Rick Flag, coming back as Rick
and
Flag.
RoboCop.
And he was the new RoboCop, Joel Kinnaman?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got that movie was all right.
He was the like RoboCop with a human hand.
I don't like that RoboCop. He's too skinny. I feel like they're fat shaming fat robots. Get back to the chunky armor.
I like the chunky robot.
I like the chunky armor. Next up is an actress goes by the name Mei Ling Ning.
Yeah, how do you say that?
Anthony, is that how you say that?
I have no clue.
NG.
It's the sound you make when you get a proctology exam.
She is an actress, a black belt martial artist, a fitness champion.
She was
from
in
Singapore,
Wonder Woman.
And she was in Wonder Woman.
But I looked her up. Yeah, she's jacked.
Dude, she could do her own stunts. You could have her kicking everyone's ass.
I know what they have her doing.
Who is she going to be playing? Will she survive?
I don't know, but this next name is even better.
So
than
this next name, I know nothing about. I love the name. The name is Flula Borg.
Oh shit!
I mean, what an amazing name. Now, would you guess the gender of Flula Borg?
Flula?
Yeah. What would you think a Flula is? A man or a woman?
I would have predicted a woman, but this looks like a man.
It's a man, baby.
Dude, he probably is he jacked?
Flula Borg better be Jack, because with a name like
he's
Flula.
Yeah,
a
he
decent
probably had
build.
to kick some ass, to defend his name. Flula.
I mean, I went through life as Imran, and that was hard enough. I can't imagine fucking Flula. What a great name.
Rambo.
Rambo is a great name. Next is Sean Gunn, brother to James Gunn, who's directing the movie, and Kraglin from the Guardians of the Galaxy movies and Rocket stand-in. I bet he dies right away. I feel like he's going to be in there for a fun death.
Yeah, none of these guys are fun to talk about.
Well, and then we have Storm Reed, who's from Euphoria on HBO, and she was in A Wrinkle in
What
Time.
about Juan Diego
She's
Bota?
16. Juan Diego Bota, there's nothing about him. He's done Spanish television and movies.
Okay.
So some of these I'm skipping because there's literally nothing to talk about. Storm Reed, 16-year-old. Pete Davidson.
Is that the guy with the poo eyes
He's
from SNL?
from Saturday Night Live, best known for
The
being
raccoon eyes?
Yes, the bugged out, sunken eyes.
The butthole eyes.
Who's very honest on Saturday Night Live.
All I know of, I don't watch Saturday Night Live all that often.
Yeah.
I just remember, I think it might have been Barstool.
Yeah.
That was making fun of him because he had the poo eyes. And then Ariana Grande was
Yes.
it's because he has a medical condition.
Oh.
And then they looked up and they're like, whatever medical condition she cited, they were like, this doesn't cause butthole eyes.
She was out there for her man, though.
They almost got married. They were this
Yeah, he
close
was
to
giving it
getting
to her
married.
for
I
a
was
little
like,
bit.
Pete Davidson's batting up. He got Ariana Grande. What the fuck? I like Pete Davidson. He's really funny. He talks about his depression and growing up. He's kind of honest when he goes on Weekend Update. He's got great character work. He was also in The Dirt on Netflix, which is the Motley Crue movie, which you should watch. It's amazing. It's very good.
It's fun.
It's a fun movie. Next name, Taika Waititi. I don't think Taika lasts long. Well, I don't know who he's playing, but he's probably another quick death.
That's crazy that he's in this
Right?
movie.
Taika
That is very
Waititi.
interesting.
He's buddies. James Gunn. They're crossing over.
Yeah, Marvel's probably like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
What are you doing over there? Next name, Alice Braga, who is a Brazilian actress. She's in the New Mutants movie that's sitting on a shelf somewhere.
Alice Pratt.
She was also in Elysium.
She was
and
in the Predators.
Predators
movie. Yeah,
and
remember
I
her
Am
from that.
Legend. Yes. So she's got some
I
good
watched it too.
sci-fi credit. The next name is this dude, Steve Agee, or Agee. I don't know how you pronounce it.
No
He's
idea who this
known
is.
from television sitcoms. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and IMDb says he is playing King Shark.
Geek boner.
Ooh,
Or-
King Shark do 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 do.
Yes, no,
King
that's
Shark
not.
do 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 do
That's,
do.
you're just
No?
triggering all the babies.
Oh.
All the babies are the heads perked up. What happened?
King Shark.
I believe that's not King. That's Baby Shark.
Oh.
You don't even have kids. I don't know how you know that. It's creepy. What the fuck? But rumored to be he's probably voicing King Shark. He'll be all
Do 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 do.
CGI. Daniela Melchior, next name, playing Ratcatcher. She's just an exterminator.
Oh.
Great DC comic book names.
This
Ratcatcher.
is not giving me any
No.
kind of boner.
How about this one? Will this give you geek boner? Peter Capaldi, motherfucking Doctor Who from 2008 to 2017. That's a big name.
The Doctor Who that nobody liked?
Was he not the people's favorite Doctor Who?
No, that's the guy who played the Purple Man. It's
Oh,
everybody's
David
favorite.
Tennant. Who is the current Doctor Who? It's a girl.
It's a woman.
Yeah, it's a woman. He was the
Yeah.
one before. Viola Davis returning as Amanda Waller. Idris Elba
Oh, shit.
playing, I don't know what, not Deadshot, as we all
Not
thought.
Deadshot. Huh.
Margot Robbie coming back as Harley Quinn. And Michael Rooker, another buddy of James Gunn, Yondu, joining this cast. I don't know as what.
He's playing Duyan.
He just plays the reverse.
The reverse of him.
He's just yellow instead of blue. He's like a complementary color. Noticeably absent, Jared Leto. I think that's a good thing. I don't think you need the Jared Leto worst Joker ever. So, having said that, guys, what do you think? What is going on? What do you think of this cast? And how many of these people
I don't know why you would release this. Like all of these names mean absolutely nothing.
I mean, it's a pretty it's a crazy cast.
You could have cut this list down at least into a quarter of it and made it more interesting.
Anything you think these are 24 lead characters here?
No. I mean, they released the names because if you look them up, there's enough where you're like, oh, I've seen that guy. I've seen that guy.
It's kind of like Easter eggy.
I think they're just trying to. I mean, they're doing whatever they can to build up hype for this movie because the last one wasn't the best.
It needs a lot
they're
of work.
fun names to pronounce.
Flula.
You got Flula. Yeah, you got Tinashe.
You got Tinashe Kajesi,
You got Julio.
Jennifer Holland. I'm going to say Julio Ruiz were the other names that I didn't talk about because there's nothing about him.
It's a list where you just go, huh, is this a reboot? What's going on?
Right. Is it a sequel or a reboot or what? How come these people are back? I would say maybe 5 to 7 of them will be like the main Suicide Squad cast. Maybe not. Maybe there's like Polka Dot Man is a bad guy. So
The whole premise of the Suicide Squad is these little known villains that get together and fight against evil. So a lot of these are expendable people.
Yep. They all got bombs in their heads. And traditionally, somebody's head explodes very early on in Suicide Squad stories. But I like the logo that they're using here is exactly the logo from the comic books in the 80s with the John Ostrander run that he kept saying he's following. So I think you can look there for clues, and it's the same logo. So like I love when they use the comic book logo for the movie. Well
King
done.
Shark do.
No, don't do that.
Oh.
Please don't do that.
Okay.
Listener, let us know what you think about the Suicide Squad cast. Join our Facebook group. It's called the Jock and Nerd Nation. It's got it's exclusive. I can't talk.
Explosive.
It's
Explosive.
It has explosive diarrhea. No, that's not it. That's something else. Exclusive and closed, which is what I was trying to say, and I combined the words. Just for you, listener, and come in there, geek it up. Rug Boy, you welcomed some people this week.
Yeah,
I
you said
noticed.
invite some people.
Yeah,
So I invited some people.
listen, thanks for welcoming. We got to say big welcome to these 4 new members. Tay Steekleys, welcome. Juan Sumcock, welcome to the nation.
You just pronounced the first guy's name.
Juan. Yeah.
It's Tay Steekles.
Tay Steekles.
What about Juan? Did he get Juan?
How do you say
Sumcock?
Juan's name?
Want some cock.
Juan
yeah,
Sumcock. We have
Juan Sumcock.
Clint Torres, welcome.
Torres, yes.
Is he related to the Shining Jack Nicholson? And Willie Fistagash.
Oh,
I love Willie. Willie's my boy.
Yeah.
Juan Sumcock.
Juan Sumcock, cream of some young guy didn't sign up, I guess. Look, Kareem of some young guy. These aren't real people, Rugs. I don't know why you did this, but it was hilarious.
I just wanted to say Tay Steekles.
I love Willie Fistagash is the fucking great alias.
That's I pulled that from Howard Stern. That's not even original, but the other ones are.
Well, look, I'm going to welcome a real listener who joined the group this week. Welcome, Jim Bob Spence.
Talking nerd.
And he does listen to us on CastBox. He doesn't have a favorite host. He likes us all. And he also commented, I might add that I walk around saying, oh shit, a lot now.
Oh shit.
Excellent, Jim Bob. We're getting Jim Bob up in the funnel. Get him to listen. We get him to get to the group. Now, Jim Bob, sign up for the Patreon. You get bonus content. That's the marketing funnel. This is a giant MLM scheme. I don't know if anybody picked up on that yet. No?
M&Ms?
M&Ms are great. He's a great rapper. All right, back to the news. More streaming wars updates. Last week, we talked about, what was last week's update? It was, Apple, and they were coming out before, and it was $4.99. This week, NBC Universal has announced their slate of what they're going to put on their service and the name of their service. It's called Peacock.
Somebody touch my spaghetti!
It's the best name ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Really bad.
Peacock.
It's really, okay, look.
It's got the word cock in it and pee. Both things. It's all about penis.
It's about
They're really
penis
like just
and
laying it on the table.
I get that that's the logo of NBC, but the names of these things have been getting worse and worse.
The names haven't been good for any of these, really.
Starting with the completely unoriginal Apple TV Plus. Really, Apple? That's the best you can come up with.
Well, Disney Plus.
Right, but Disney Plus came out first, and Apple usually innovates.
Even Disney
just
Plus
fucking
isn't
copies. Disney Plus, because they were first, I'll let them pass,
Sure.
but it's not. But you got to make up a name like Hulu, or Netflix. But then HBO Max just clearly tells you that they're stuck in the fucking 80s, I guess.
That's a bad one.
And now Peacock NBC. Can you imagine having these conversations? Hey, what's that show on? Oh, it's on the cock. What are you watching on the cock tonight?
I'm watching on the cock.
You catching this new show? It's on the cock tonight. Really?
Yeah.
Peacock? What the fuck? Anyways, it's going to launch April 2020. It's going to have over 15,000 hours of content. Of course, NBC Universal will have tons of content. It'll be home to The Office, which they recently paid a lot of money to pull from Netflix, as well as Parks and Recreation. The most exciting bit is that the Mr. Robot creator, Sam Ismail, is rebooting Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, boy.
Bugs, talk to me about this. You're down for another Battlestar Galactica?
If it's a reboot,
well,
they don't really need. Yeah, they don't really need to reboot Battlestar Galactica. They could just continue the story because the last we left Battlestar Galactica, they had basically rebooted themselves anyway.
They settled on Earth finally, and there was a couple of Cylons left.
I'm gonna ruin it for everyone. But
okay, hold on.
Decided to.
Okay, we warned you. This is the end of Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, if you want to watch Battlestar Galactica, the greatest sci-fi series ever made, you're going to get to this point, and then you're going to be, that's what they ended with. But they had decided to, just get rid of all their technology because it kept on leading to bad shit. So they just went back to the Stone Age, basically.
Oh, so they abandoned all the tech because it was just, the Cylons are fucking robots.
It was a cycle that just kept on fucking happening. So they just decided to just keep it simple. No more fucking AI, no more fucking machines doing shit. Which is a lot like Dune, by the way. That's what happened in Dune. So you could even continue it with, okay, they decided, okay, this time we're going to do it and the technology's not going to fucking fuck with us. And then it ends up fucking with them.
Well,
again.
Sam Ismail has said this. He said, Battlestar Galactica fans, this will not be a remake of the amazing series by Ronald D. Moore because why mess with perfection? Instead, we'll explore a new story within the mythology while staying true to the spirit of Battlestar. So say we all, which is a thing they said. And they also
say we all.
Said, Brack. Anthony, I think you would like Battlestar Galactica, the first season.
Would I?
Yes, because it's a very smart sci-fi.
Okay.
And
I like that you give me that credit.
No, I think you would really enjoy it. It's thoughtful. It's a commentary on the world and just the stuff they did where they would film the space battles kind of like a documentary style, kind of like, you would see documentary of war.
Well, it's in the Terminator wheelhouse.
Yes.
It's basically Terminator.
Right, because there's these robots that look like people, and
I think that it influenced Terminator. That's what I think.
The Cylons, personally. Yeah.
I think it was the inspiration for Terminator because what happens is that the humans create the Cylons, which are like robots do all their bidding and do all their work. They turn on them. So Matrix fucking pulled from this because this came out in the 70s.
Yep.
Or in the early 80s. And then, humans fight them off and they leave. They go out into outer space.
And now they got to live in space.
And then they come back and then they come back guns a-blazing.
There's a lot of politics and shit. They got to reelect the president. So I had one season in the 70s. Then there was another sequel in the 80s. And then there was the awesome one from the early 2000s that had 4 seasons. But back to the cock. It will have
back to the
classic TV like 30 Rock, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Cheers, Everyone Loves Raymond, Frasier, Friday Night Lights, King of Queens, Married with Children, lots of stuff, Will and Grace, and then films like American Pie, Bridesmaid, Knocked Up, Meet the Parents, whole series, A Beautiful Mind, Back to the Future. It's coming out next year. Here's the other great thing they're doing. The Saved by the Bell reboot. Anybody down for this?
I'm down for that too.
Saved by the Bell reboot with
I will watch that.
Original cast members Elizabeth Berkley and Mario Lopez. And I saw a rumor that Zach Morris would be governor in this. Like it's Governor Zach Morris.
I like it.
But Anthony, Saved by the Bell, Kelly Kapowski, anything? Does it do anything?
I mean, I'm familiar with it. I didn't really grow up watching it, but I know.
Yo, Kelly Kapowski was everything.
She's a good looking girl.
And then Elizabeth Berkley in Showgirls, and you were like, holy shit, Elizabeth Berkley. I didn't know Jesse Spano.
Yeah, she went full slutty on that.
Jesse Spano.
Kelly Kapowski is very cute.
And then another reboot show of another crush from my youth. They are doing a Punky Brewster reboot starring Soleil Moon Frye as a grown-up Punky Brewster.
Oh, shit.
I had a huge crush on the Punky Brewster.
Really?
I did. I don't know why.
I just remember that she was on some talk show talking about that her boobs grew so big.
Yeah, she had to have a surgery when she was a teenager. Yes.
She had big boob problems.
It causes back issues, Ruggs.
Right.
But she was very young.
Would know.
I do. I might have to call her
My
up.
moobs.
I might have to ask her who her surgeon was and see if I can get a recommendation.
Floppy, you need a bro.
Man boob reduction surgery? They do that. Yes, I need the man's ear. Anybody got the bro? Also, they're doing a docu-series about Saturday Night Live called Who Wrote That from Lorne Michaels. I love shit like that. So
you're going to buy this?
I don't know.
You're going to buy the cock.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to buy the cock because
the cock sounds better than Apple shit.
Well, it does. They have
Battlestar Galactica. You got that's like a gold star sci-fi right there. You got Saved by the Bell, like nostalgia boost right there. And then what's the next one that you said?
Punky Brewster.
I don't know about Punky Brewster.
But here, the name of the game is your catalog and IP when you are launching these services. And right now, Apple is the thinnest. It's the leanest. And it doesn't have a lot of things, which takes us into our next news bit. J.J. Abrams just signed a $250 million deal with Warner Brothers. Wait,
what?
Back to the cock for a second. There will be a free ad version and then a paid no ad version. So you might be able to catch all this for free, which would be really awesome.
Nice.
You might have to pay for it. J.J. Abrams, $250 million, and it includes his company, Bad Robot, developing and producing new movies, TV shows, video games, and digital products for Warner Media, which includes HBO, Warner Brothers, and HBO Max streaming service. Now, JJ had turned down a deal from Apple for, it was reportedly a $500 million deal.
Oh, shit.
And he walked away because the terms of the deal were not what he wanted. Apple wanted exclusive rights. They weren't going to let him make stuff for any other outlets. They wanted everything to be Apple TV. Apple, his other concern that led him to walk away is Apple doesn't have a theatrical distribution model like Disney does, like Warner Brothers does. And, you know, he did Star Trek and he gets to do a Star Wars movie. He doesn't want to be locked in to one place. So all that said, he made this huge deal. Now, my thought is this. J.J. Abrams makes this deal with Warner Media. He had a Superman script floating around. You guys remember this script called Flyby?
Yeah.
Is it possible that he could be in charge of rebooting Superman and take control of the DCEU? Would you want to see that? Kind of like what he did for Star Wars.
He wanted
J.J. Abrams. I heard about that.
He loves Superman. He's he wrote that script and he's always wanted to make a Superman movie, I would imagine.
I don't know.
I would see it. Like, he's not my favorite director, but he does every once in a while manage to cram a couple of good scenes into a movie. Like things like, even with Star Trek, he was able to do some cool stuff with it.
Every J.J. Abrams movie I've seen has been like you walk out of that and you kind of feel good about everything.
Yeah.
I'm not like blown away, but I've never watched a J.J. Abrams movie and gone, oh man, that really sucked. But I don't know if he can shepherd a universe. That'd be interesting.
I wouldn't mind him doing a Superman movie. Just take a stab at Superman, see what you could do.
Yeah, I feel like he's got something missing, but he's way more of a person that I'd put in front of a universe than Zack Snyder.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you had Nolan involved in that stuff, but like he was just like barely.
Yeah,
there.
they just had his name in there.
They can erase all that Snyder and give it to Abrams. But this is why Abrams liked this deal. Like, as a creator, Warner Brothers has way more IP for him to play with, you know?
Yeah.
Apple has nothing. Apple needs a catalog. They have no catalog. They're literally selling. They're selling their service on 3 shows right now. Really?
We talked about this last week.
Yes, I know.
You were like, $5.
No, the more I thought about it.
That makes it appealing.
Here's the thing. Nobody's paying for this. Nobody's going to pay because everyone is buying phones.
I'm glad you can repeat
devices.
Everything we just said last week, Ron.
But the more I thought about it, I was like,
$5. This is going to make me think about it.
It's the play isn't for the service. The play is for hardware. They want to move hardware. Anyways, it made me think of something interesting, and I learned something, and it's all kind of from this rumor site, so take it with a grain of salt. But they brought up an interesting point. Like we just said, J.J. Abrams walked away from Apple. Apple needs theatrical distribution. If Sony gets bought by somebody, the rights to Spider-Man automatically revert to Disney and they don't have to pay a fucking dime.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
So is it possible that they are waiting this out? And there were rumors that Apple and somebody else may buy Sony to compete with the Disney and the Netflix and Warner Brothers. Maybe Amazon may buy Sony so they have a theatrical wing for all their content. What do you think about that?
Well, I didn't really pay attention because you said it was from a not so great site. So Sorry.
But there could be, but the fact is that if Sony gets bought, the rights thing for Spider-Man is decided.
Yeah, sure.
But I can see Apple and these other companies that don't have a catalog and they don't have theatrical distribution. I could see
Apple's
them
going to need to do something.
Yeah. I mean, they saw Disney make the move and buy Fox. Somebody could just buy Sony. And we were talking about $10 billion for Spider-Man. Maybe not be worth it. $10 billion for all of Sony? Maybe worth it.
What's the point of Apple buying Sony when its headline thing is Spider-Man, which they wouldn't get anyway?
That's a good point. They would lose. The minute you buy Sony, you would lose their big money maker.
Yeah, it's like...
It's a risk you'd have to take.
Sony has... Well, they have Karate Kid. Here, I'm looking at Wikipedia. Karate Kid, Ghostbusters, Spider-Man.
Oh, they're doing a new
Jumanji.
Ghostbusters. They got the Jumanji doing
Stuart
well for them.
Little, Men in Black.
James Bond. All the James Bond
Underworld, shit. The Smurfs, Hotel Transylvania, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
There's a lot of animated movies.
Yeah.
Not much.
But no like big temples other than Spider-Man.
The point being, if these streaming companies that are not Disney, Warner Brothers, Netflix, they need to keep up.
I think James Bond is Sony.
James Bond is Sony.
Yeah.
They need some place to release their movies theatrically so they can make these deals. They would have had Abrams for $500 million if they had theatrical distribution, but they did.
Yeah, Sony didn't even buy Valiant. You just got one character.
Oh, that's right. They're working on the Valiant universe for Netflix and
no, they're only doing one. They're only doing Bloodshot.
That's it. So, but there's also they're working on a Netflix thing for Valiant. I think possibly.
I don't know.
You guys remember Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom? Wasn't that great?
Yeah,
great movie.
Yeah.
Directed by
it was not a great movie.
Bayona. The first one being directed by Colin Trevorrow, who is directing the next one. Well, out of nowhere, there was little warning that Colin Trevorrow puts out this 8-minute short, premieres on TV, then released online. Battle at Big Rock. That takes place a year after the end of Fallen Kingdom. I believe you guys watched this.
We did.
Yep.
Anthony, what did you think of this Battle at Big Rock short that features some Nasa, what are they? They're like Triceratops, but they're not Triceratops. Nasa-teratops and an Allosaur and the first time I think we see dinosaurs on the mainland in any of these movies.
No. Wrong. Lost World had T-Rex in San Diego.
Oh, that's right. I'm an idiot. But we've seen that now the dinosaurs have mated to populated areas and people are camping and they got to deal with dinosaurs.
Yeah, for those that don't know, it's basically
spoiler alert
about how a scene in the world where dinosaurs are just as prevalent as any other animal, and these are a family camping. And what did I think of it? I mean, I thought it was pretty entertaining for sure. Very surprised to just see it come out, just this random thing.
Right.
I especially enjoyed not only the little 8 minutes, but the footage at the end, which they just interspliced like real footage with dinosaurs.
During the credit scene, you see different places where dinosaurs are affecting the world. People are driving off the road.
I mean, it is cool that like it's interesting little snippet into what the world is with dinosaurs just being a regular thing. It's good. It was fun.
What happens?
Did you watch it?
No, I saw it, but like, what do you think is what are they trying?
What are they setting up for the next movie?
Are they setting up as like it's like The Walking Dead now? Like
they're just trying to set up that dinosaurs are just almost more are the dominant species, basically. The only issue with it for me is if you think about it hard enough, you're like, wait, what? Like, how did this happen? Like,
yes.
There's no way that like just letting out 35 dinosaurs, this would have happened. Like, we're still humans. We're still animals are endangered all the goddamn time because we're just so fucking brutal with our hunting methods. We would nip this in the butt way quicker than it would ever take for dinosaurs to become this prevalent.
I mean, that's one of the things that I always find ridiculous about monster movies or anything like that at this point in time, because we could literally launch stuff that would like take down an entire mountain.
That would kill all of them right away in one swoop.
You know, you saw the shit that they had in Iron Man that Tony Stark made. We actually have something that's like close to that shit.
They would have had dinosaur drones just fly around.
I mean, they would have hired like hunters to just
big
destroy
game hunters.
Be
like, go crazy. Hunting season is on. I thought it was actually, I really enjoyed the direction, the tension,
it was very
scares.
tense.
Yeah. I almost like this than all of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Oh, shit.
Better than the whole last movie.
The issue with it is, for me, is it was actually tense. I actually was like, oh man, this is like suspenseful. The issue is the movie before it that got us to this point was such a fucking weird mess.
Yeah.
It was just tough to be like on board with all of this.
I think they figured something out, and they're going to lean more into horror instead of sci-fi.
Yeah.
And this sets up that exact thing. They have people they're at the lake, they're having a little fun little party. All of a sudden, somebody's dead because they're chopped in half.
I think they'd be a little bit more careful now that they know that there's dinosaurs
the scene
around.
with the little baby being stuck in the chair. And,
oh my God, that was great.
Quite tense.
It's so frightening. And the little girl gets the arrow in his eye to chase him off, which is perfect, like Jurassic Park shit they do all the time.
It was good. It's just the setup is strange.
Well, yeah, we'll see if the script gets any smarter for Trevorrow's next movie.
If you guys remember, like the last time you thought about Fallen Kingdom, which probably none of you have.
No.
But the whole setup to this was some little girl.
It's always a little kid.
It was let's just recap. The setup to this was a bunch of dinosaurs were captured from an island that was on its way to self-destruction
for an evil auction.
Yeah, they were in an evil auction in a haunted house basement.
Yes.
To these evil people that were creating dinosaurs that could attack upon command if you let off a sound and put in a laser at them. And the person that let them out was a clone of a woman. A little girl clone of an adult woman.
Releases them all into
the wild. Them all because she goes, they're just like me.
Sure, why not? Okay.
Like, what are we, how do we get to this
that
point?
movie?
Yeah.
Lame.
I do, because it's just so fucking ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous, over the top.
Like, I forgot it. I wanted to forget
Watch the first Jurassic Park and you go, wait, how did we get here?
Do you think he could bring...
It sounds so stupid.
You think
and I saw it.
Yeah, it's
the intent of the book, Michael Crichton, was it Michael Crichton?
Yep.
Was the fact that like people would use these dinosaurs as weapons. So they're touching upon that, but they went about it in a really...
Just turn it into a cartoon.
Way.
Yes.
What do you think costs more? Creating a dinosaur or building a fucking tank or something?
Well, building a tank or creating a dinosaur. Obviously.
What do you mean? Like for scratch in real life?
Well, they were selling for like $5 million.
I thought they would cost a little bit more.
That's fucking cheap.
Yeah, I thought they'd be paid a little bit more for a dinosaur.
Like a tank is like $20 million.
Oh, $200 million?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's some cheap ass dinosaurs in that.
I think Halliburton charges a lot more than
in the auction with the fashion runway in the basement.
I got this Imranosaurus for a bargain.
Yes. He doesn't do anything.
What does it do?
He sits around and eats Cheetos. I want my money back.
He has back problems because he has man boobs.
Yes. It's like Ramadan, my kaiju.
Oh, no.
Exactly.
Don't talk about
Ramadan versus Ghetto Robo. Make it happen,
I remember
Hollywood.
when you made that pitch, I was bored to tears.
Oh, my God. Ramadan is the best new kaiju you're ever going to meet, people. He's culturally appropriate. He's diverse. And, yeah.
Your ass is diverse.
My ass is diverse. Let's move on to the next thing. The Watchmen on HBO is coming out October 20th. They put out yet another trailer. And it's still kind of boring-ish. I don't
want to watch this at
I'm
all.
not sure about this.
Like, this is what I don't like about it. Number one, it's set in, like, the South.
It's set in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yes.
Yeah, I don't care. And I'm like, that doesn't ring as Watchmen to me. That's like completely not Watchmen to me. So I was like, all right, whatever. Like, it doesn't seem superhero-y. It just doesn't seem like anything. Well,
if you think about it, Watchmen is really not, it's about vigilantes. It's just about people dressing up in masks. They're not.
Yeah, but it's not. It's
only
no, it's
Dr.
about
Manhattan has
they
powers.
trying to make it about something else that it's not. I don't know. I really think it's like it's not Watchmen at all.
Anthony,
like,
what do you think with Regina King as seems to be the lead there, and she's got a costume?
I got to admit, I was also just kind of bored by the whole thing.
Right?
I mean, I've heard when I look at the internet, a lot of people are very excited about this. But I've never really been a big Watchmen person. I didn't like the movie particularly, and seeing this, I was just like, okay.
Nobody's standing out to me. Like Regina King, she's a good actress. Don't get me wrong, but she just I always think of her as like the child actress from 227 or something.
She's been in a lot of things,
she's been in a lot of
Singleton
stuff,
films.
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted like a fresh face maybe, or somebody that really gonna grab my attention. And now,
So Damon,
if this wasn't a superhero thing, I probably wouldn't care as much.
With the boys having come out, Damon Lindelof has come out and he's like, it's not quite like the boys. We're not really deconstructing superheroes because none of these people have powers except for Manhattan. It's more, what did he say? He said it's more about masks and authority and policing.
That's not Watchmen.
Is it? I don't know. Okay, so he revealed some other details in the show. When Watchmen begins, Robert Redford has been the president of the U.S. for 28 years. So in the movie, Nixon, remember, was president for years, all the way through the 80s. I guess after Nixon. So it's the actual actor Robert Redford in the show is president. He's not playing the president. Understand?
Right.
Redford is the president. He may not even be in the show. Cell phones and the internet have been outlawed. Costume heroes are now banned. The police forced to wear masks to protect their identities. And they can't use their guns without them being unlocked by a dispatcher first. When it starts, many of the original characters from the graphic novel believed to be dead or missing. But you do see Ozymandias, Jeremy Irons, and Silk Spectre may show up. And you see the Night Owl ship in the thing. So, I don't know. I think that's an interesting setup with Robert Redford and internet and cell phones banned. That is an interesting commentary. Like, what would happen now if that
adds some intrigue to it. I won't lie about that. But
Anthony, would you survive if they banned the internet and cell phones?
Well, I was just looking at my phone, so probably not.
What would you do?
And we're on the internet doing this.
Yes, you'd have to. We wouldn't be able to do this. There's no podcasts in this world. Oh, fuck this world. I don't know. October 20th. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm like, about
it's 10 episodes. I'll watch the first season. Why the fuck not?
I was about The Boys, too, and then I watched it, and I was like all in, so.
Westworld was the same thing in the beginning. I was like, I don't know what I'm watching, but I'm going to keep watching it. And then it kind of pays off.
Yeah, but Westworld had naked girls over
it. It did.
Yeah.
This one has lots of Rorschach.
That makes it so much easier to watch.
Rorschach dudes. Lots of dudes with the Rorschach mask.
Then we got Raising Dion.
Raising Dion, this trailer for the new show on Netflix. Anthony, from your boy Michael B. Jordan, producing and starring. This is a TV. We talked about this long time ago when it was first announced. I remember talking about this. It is a TV show based on a comic by Dennis Liu. Stars Michael B. Jordan, about a little kid who has powers. His dad dies mysteriously, and he has powers like transporting powers and telekinesis and makes things float. Anthony, what'd you think of this little superhero show here on Netflix?
It looked all right. I mean, the thing I guess that I'm a little, I guess not even sour, just like a little like, oh, like Netflix, what's going to happen is I'm just getting to the point where I'm like, why am I going to need Netflix?
For Raising Dion? I don't know.
Right? Like,
that is an interesting point. But I think I just read an article. This guy said that Disney Plus and Netflix will be they'll thrive. They will be the stop. But Netflix did
they just lose Friends?
Yes, but they just made a big deal for Seinfeld.
Oh shit.
Multi-million-dollar deal for the rights for the whole catalog to Seinfeld. So, but they did lose about 130,000 subscribers this last quarter, I read. However, they have 150 million plus. So
they are the leader. Yeah. I mean, Dion looked good. Getting back to Dion, it looked fine. It didn't look like anything though I haven't seen before. That was the other thing.
I feel like it was more it was a better made trailer that made me want to watch it more than the Watchmen trailer.
Absolutely.
It was. Absolutely. Yes.
Way better cut, way better music. I will agree.
Yes. The Watchmen trailer is still not feeling it, but
it's like they're making it so it just seems like it's a terrible show.
I know. I don't know why. And they're so boring. I love this Raising Dion. Anthony, what would it take for you to get the Netflix again?
Well, I have it.
Oh, you still do have it. That's right. You're not going to kill it.
I'm not going to kill it. I mean, I admitted this on the spinoff show, but I have a friend that I share it with, and I haven't paid him in a while, and he hasn't asked me. So there's no point in not killing it for no reason. So I have it. I just
great. You can watch.
I'm not paying for it necessarily.
I'm going to keep Netflix just for the anime.
Oh, it's got tons of anime.
It's got tons.
I've been
of
watching
anime.
Regs Robotech from the beginning. I've been making my way through
Beautiful show right there.
It takes me back right to my childhood, and all of it, all the 3 series are on Netflix
that they had for kids that adults could watch and fucking get a lot out of it as well.
It still pretty much holds up. Some of the animation and some of the tropes are like Rick Hunter treats Lin Minmay like she's a dumb girl like all the time. It's hilarious. But Raising Dion has some cool shots where the guy is like made out of lightning and there's drones and he's got crazy powers. Michael B. Jordan producing and in it. I'm intrigued. I will check it out. It's coming out October 4th. There's a lot of stuff coming out in October. There's going to be a lot of content to watch.
Netflix got to get shit together, man. It really does.
It's funny because they put out so many shows that you'd never heard with titles that are, some of them are just like they ran out of things to call the shows.
Yeah, but you know what it is? It's like a lot of it are ports.
Yeah, no, but some are Netflix originals.
You get a video game system and you're like, oh, new games are coming out. But it's like, no, this game has existed on PC.
This is from Canada.
Yeah, it's been on PC for like years, and they're just taking it and putting it on your system. They're like not making a new game. That's what they're doing. They're taking all these shows that exist in other countries and they're just porting them over to Netflix.
Well, there's one called Brown Nation, which is about a whole like Indian immigrant dude and his family, and it's all brown people, and it's actually kind of funny. I think it's from Canada, but I've noticed these new shows, the title of the show is like what the show is about. Like they aren't even putting thought. There's a show called Working Moms. Guess what it's about? There's a show called Tall Girl. Guess what that show's about?
Yeah, I heard it was terrible.
It's about a tall girl. They just call it Tall Girl.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious. They've run out of, what is the show about? Oh, well, she drives a bus. Bus driver. That's the show. Here's all the money. They're going to keep putting out whatever people can watch.
There's so many things. And I hate to say this, but Netflix algorithm blows almost as bad as YouTube's does. Because like there's so much shit that's on there that you never would even know. It doesn't come up in your feed. It's like you get the same. Like you watch one anime, and then all you get is anime.
Yeah.
Like, but what about all the other shit that I've watched? You know, why am I not getting like it doesn't?
You got to dig deep sometimes in the categories.
There should be like a non algorithm based stuff where they have featured stuff that's not based on your algorithm. Like, so you know what's coming out regardless of your algorithm.
On Joe Rogan's podcast, I believe it was Neil deGrasse Tyson. He actually talked about this. He was like, I wish the algorithms weren't so smart.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm the type of guy that likes to discover new things, and with algorithms in my life, they just keep feeding me the same stuff over and over.
Yes,
right?
How are you supposed to stumble on something new?
It takes away the stumbling upon, so like the channel surfing old ways of the past, where you would like stumble upon things.
I do appreciate like if you like this, you're gonna like this. That's great.
There should be some sort of like, here's a wild card.
Yeah, here's just something completely wacky that you may like.
Maybe you'll like this. Discover something new. Explore.
No, but these algorithms, they run our lives, and they run big corporations, and they run everything now.
This is why people are mass thinking.
They're all being fed the same shit.
That's why everybody's in like an echo chamber, and they don't get it. The algorithm is what's making them think the shit.
Yo, fuck your algorithm.
It is a trap, because I've fallen in it too, where I'm on YouTube and I keep watching the same like 5 or 6 topic videos over and over. Like lately, I've been watching this is real fucking morbid. I've been watching animals getting eaten alive.
Oh my god, that's just nature.
And videos like that keep popping up on my YouTube, and I'm like,
nature.
Okay, I'll watch this wildebeest get torn apart ass first by lions.
You ever fall into the hole where you watch the videos of like ships crashing into their port and not?
I haven't fallen into that.
Cruise liners that just crash into land like they can't stop. Watched those on Facebook for some reason, and they're very fascinating. And they just keep like truck accidents, like trucks that tip over. There's weird fucking videos out there.
There's everything.
Yes, it's the craziest thing. Yeah. I love the videos of like bad drivers where the car is just like he changes lanes and just gets fucking smashed by a truck because he wants to pay. There's like all these crazy. I'm like, why are you showing me this?
Today I got stuck on watching the best from Home Alone over and over, and it's still pretty funny.
The best of Home Alone. Why don't you just watch the movie?
Well, I didn't want to watch the movie. I just wanted to see all the funny shit that happens in the movie.
It's all just the clips, so like it's short.
It's such a quotable movie.
It is. It's the best movie ever, dude.
Buzz, your girlfriend.
Woof. I'm eating junk and watching garbage. You guys should probably come out and punish me. I love that movie wasn't a movie. They made that for the movie he watches.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you till the count of three.
It's a made up movie within a movie. Yeah.
Keep the change, you filthy animal. So good.
It's such a funny movie.
Listen, my algorithm's telling me I got to use the little boys' room. So we're going to take a break here, play some promos, and come back with another Patreon-sponsored movie review. Don't miss it right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey guys, this is Venice, and I've got a message from a friend of mine about my favorite podcast.
It's your boy, Flavor Flav in full effect. Check this out, everybody. I want y'all to go check out TJ.
What's good, everybody? TJ Johnson here from Voice from the Underground. I am the most handsome.
Big Has.
And I'm smoking my cigar, of course.
You know what I'm saying? The Dutch.
You pick me up in an Uber and a PT Cruiser, I'm calling Lyft.
Cause they be fighting the power, talking about social issues, politics, you know what I'm saying?
And we're not even that good.
Right, we're terrible. Terrible. Tangents all over the place.
And not only that, but they be keeping it fun with the sports, music, comics, and movies too.
Am I allowed to talk? I think, no, not right now.
Shut up, colonizer!
You know what I'm saying? You on Twitter at VFU Podcast. So you can find them. So check 1, 2. This is Flavor Flav. Yeah, boy.
Okay, what Flav was trying to say is, check out Voice from the Underground on your favorite podcast network.
Voice from the Underground.
If you're looking for a sports hosting show that gives you the flavor.
Tom Brady's thrown for over 60,000 yards, the most playoff victories, the most Super Bowls, the most Super Bowl MVPs. He is not the greatest of all time.
That brings the energy.
Shaq quote, "The earth is flat." Close quote. "The earth is round."
That isn't about
this or that. It ain't this or that. Charles Barkley, 1994. You stole 2 home games in the Western Conference semifinals against the Rockets. Your team blows it in 7. 1 year later, up 3 games to 1. 2 games at home, and you blow that too.
Then you've come to the right place.
I am that man, your man, the illustrious tour guide Cole Johnson. Cole Sports!
On Cole Sports with the Z.com.
And
Listener, if you've been enjoying the show and you want more geeky goodness, join our fan club, jockandnerd.com/Patreon. It's like Jock and Nerd Cock. Jock and Nerd Max. Jock and Nerd Plus. Listen,
Peacock.
Jock and Nerd Premium is better than the Peacock. You get bonus content, an exclusive RSS podcast feed just for you. The shows come out early, and we have extra episodes, post shows, whole movie reviews. And if you sign up for $10 a month, you can pick a movie for us to review, any movie you want. And since we are flying through these, we're doing another one right now. Everyone that has signed up, if we've done your movie and you've been with us for more than a year, you get to pick a second movie. And people have been sending in their second picks. So I thank you.
Oh, shit.
For paying attention. Yes.
Nice.
So
we're getting a second picks.
This is going to keep rolling. And there's other ways you could get a movie. There's an exception, which you'll hear when we get to the review. Now, listener, there is one problem. One of us failed to do their homework.
Bro, do you even podcast?
Who was it?
Guess who it was?
Me?
Bruggs, was it you?
Could be.
Couldn't be.
Wah, wah. We will not be hearing Anthony during the review portion.
You didn't watch the movie, Anthony.
Episode.
My balls was hot.
Well, I take full responsibility. Imran messaged us this week. Apparently, I just missed it. So as I was looking at the show notes as we're doing the show, mind you, I'm also kind of in a weird haze.
Yes.
I'm looking at the show notes and I'm going, this? Rain of Fire? What the fuck are we supposed to talk about? Is this a TV show? I look at it and then I scroll around. I'm like, Imran never messaged me about this. As we're recording the show, I look back. I'm like, oh shit, he did.
You apologize to David Zika right now.
David, yeah, I am sorry, Mr. Zika virus. I will, next movie you choose in a year, I'll be sure to watch it.
That's a big fuck up right there.
And you won't hear my voice during this one. Not that you probably care. You're probably like, I don't want to hear that asshole's opinion on this.
I don't give a fuck.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So listen.
Well, this is very ironic for me because I already saw this movie in the theaters, so I didn't even have to watch it. But I chose to watch it because I wanted to be able to do a good review. So I watched it a second time.
Excellent. Let's get to the review. Anthony, meet us on the other side.
Talking nerd.
This week's Patreon-sponsored movie review, listener, is a movie called Reign of Fire from 2002. This one is sponsored by one David Zika listener. Now, I just mentioned there are other ways to get us to review a movie. David Zika Rugs, not on the Patreon, okay?
Really?
But
why are we doing this?
Because Zika has been with us, remember, since Batman versus Superman. He's made some one-time donations, and
he's done donations.
But he's also, remember all the things he's done in real life to help promote the show. He took a big sign of you, the Rug Boy sign, on College Game Day, tried to get it on TV down there in Orlando. I've sent him flyers that he'll pass out. Zika's done so much stuff. I was like, David, you pick a movie. We're going to do it to thank you for all the support and all the listening. So there's other ways. For example, Dope Pope, if you're listening, Dope Pope always sends in a one-time donation. Nice donation. Dope Pope, you get to pick a movie. Send us your movie review. We'll be glad to do it. Right now, we're going to do David Zika's movie, Reign of Fire. Here's your spoiler alerts.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
This movie came out in 2002.
Dose.
On the tomato meter, it is at 42%.
18 years old?
18 years old, 5.2.
Holy fuck, man.
Out of 10.
How old am I?
Right? 2002 doesn't seem, it sounds like it's not that long ago, but that was a long fucking time ago.
18 years ago.
The world has changed drastically.
God damn.
This movie was made for $60 million, PG-13.
60 million?
60.
In 2002.
In 2002.
That's a healthy budget.
It opens, to $15 million opening weekend. It finishes at $43 million domestic, $39 million foreign, for a worldwide total of $82 million. This movie is a financial bomb and reportedly lost $70 million.
Oh, shit.
When all was considered.
It was a flizzop.
It was a huge flizzop with the monies, financially wise, and maybe a little bit critically, definitely commercially. This movie's directed by Rob Bowman.
He directed it, Elektra, and then it was never seen again.
Well, yes, this man, he did TV. Before this, he's a longtime X-Files director.
Yeah.
He's done lots of X-Files. He produced, he directed the movie, I believe, when it came out, or produced the movie. But yeah, he does Reign of Fire. And then the next movie he does is Elektra, and that was it. I think those are the only two. He went back to television.
I think he's better with the TV, that's all.
He's better with the TV. He does
more on rails, so you can't fuck up on TV.
Right, there's a path. He's directed episodes of Castle and Quantico and The Rookie and shows like that.
Like directing TV, it's like, especially when they've already established the tone and how it works, you just go in there and you just have to be like, you're the guy running this.
Absolutely.
The other guys are doing their thing.
I mean, Kevin Smith talks about that on his podcast when he goes into Supergirl or The Flash. He's like, I really don't even need to do anything. Everyone's there. The thing's just kind of runs itself. I'm just there kind of to steer it, because everybody knows their part. So I always thought that was interesting. Written by Greg Chabot and Kevin Petrarca, starring a 2002 Christian Bale.
Oh, shit.
2002 Matthew McConaughey, and
he was jacked in this movie.
Who they were both jacked, but McConaughey super jacked. Isabella Scoruppo playing the lead girl.
Yeah, she's like some Polish person or something.
And Gerard Butler,
like never seen again in another movie.
Leonidas from 300. Christian Bale plays Quinn. Matthew McConaughey plays Denton Van Zant. Isabella Scoruppo, Alex Jensen, Gerard Butler, Creedy. Ruggs, why don't you give the plot for this movie? Because it's pretty straightforward, and it is.
How can I fuck this up?
It is so surprising that pretty much, give us the plot. Give us the plot first, and then I'll tell you.
So this dude, he's a little kid, and he's going to visit his mom at work for some reason, who works underground at in a mine of some kind, digging shit.
No, they're building the subway, the underground, the London Underground.
Oh, they're building the underground. Okay, I don't remember that part. I think I didn't see the beginning. So anyway, they're digging and he's there in this tunnel. Nobody cares that he's there. And, they find a void, basically a pocket of some kind. So what do? They like tell the kid, hey, go have a look in there.
Go in there with his flashlight.
Yeah, just little kid, just go take a look.
Sure, seems like a great idea.
Yeah, great idea. And it ends up being fucking dragon nest.
It's just one dragon.
Yeah, well, dragon comes out, kills his mom, he survives, and then we cut to like 20 years in the future.
Yep.
Where the fucking dragons have multiplied at a very fast rate, and they burn down everything because they survive on ash. That makes no sense. And then
well, all the world's powers used all their nuclear weapons and destroyed everything, and the dragons still around. Dragons win, humans lose.
Yeah, so basically now humans are kind of like they're trying to outlast them now, and the dragons are starting to like not be as high in numbers, and they're starting to dwindle a little bit. So the humans are like, basically it's an attrition war where they're like just trying to outlast, just trying to survive.
Yeah.
And then maybe like these motherfuckers will die out again or whatever. And we cut to Christian Bale. Now he's like a dude in his like late 30s or something. And, he's got like a whole team of people living in this castle, like inside the earth, like in the basement of it, I guess.
Yeah.
And they're like foraging for food and basically surviving until fucking Matthew McConaughey and a bunch of Americans show up.
Roll up in tanks.
Yeah. And start like basically like playing the cock game. Like, who's going to fucking run this shit? I need supplies. You have men. We need your shit to fucking win this war. And basically, they figure out that they have to kill the male, which is in London, which is basically the first dragon. It all comes full circle.
That Quinn, it was all Quinn's fault as a kid.
Yeah, that they found when they were building the subway.
Kill the male, and there'll be no more females, and they won't reproduce.
And yeah, they won't reproduce, and eventually they could get the upper hand because they're not reproducing.
So all the dragons are females, and
this dragon did more fucking than Anthony.
He spread his seed. One male dragon, all the rest of them that they've killed.
He was definitely the jock.
Denton Van Zandt is Matthew McConaughey. He shows up as the Dragon Slayer. And that's basically the plot. There's a couple of interesting things. Now, what I find amazing is that a movie with Christian Bale, Matthew McConaughey slaying dragons. How is this not a hit? How did this, I don't even remember.
It's a really dumb movie.
This movie coming out. It's a very straightforward plot. I have no recollection of this movie. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I did too.
Well, what do you think of this movie?
I mean, for the time, the CGI on the dragons was very good. I thought the CGI was pretty amazing. What they did,
I'm not surprised because this is Jurassic Park came out in 95.
Right. So
this is like at least 6-7 years later.
It's like Jurassic Park meets Mad Max with dragons. I kind of like the medieval fantasy and the military action. I love some of the things I love is how the scientific explanations for the dragon fire, where they were saying that they have two sacs in their mouth and the two fluids come together and create a nitro napalm. So they were trying to explain things. The movie seemed to be wanting to be bigger than it was.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that was just left unexplained, or it was implausible, or it didn't make any sense. Why?
Yes. Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot of things that don't make sense. And you would think this is, you would find this world where it's like helicopters versus swarms of dragons. But ultimately, you don't really see two dragons. They fight them one at a time. You don't see a lot of dragons. There is a helicopter. Some of the things I did.
They're not that hard to kill.
No, apparently not. Apparently,
you gotta shoot something in their mouth.
And then Van Zandt says they're weakest at twilight. That's when their power is weakest, when the sun is setting. Again, it's yet another post-apocalyptic world. We've seen a lot of these. There's a lot of tropey. It's very tropey and cliched though, the kid, there's always a kid that comes into the lab, or the scientist brought their kid, and the kid, it happened in Godzilla King of the Monsters. It happens in this movie, happened in Jurassic. There's always a kid fucking things up. So that was a little tropey. They do the thing where there's opening narration of exposition, just like Ready Player One did that, and that was kind of annoying. Like,
they have to do that. Because
they always gotta do that.
They don't have the money to actually shoot any of this stuff.
No, they don't. I love McConaughey, though. He clearly was having a great time chewing the fucking scenery in every shot. He looked badass and he was jacked.
I forgot about. I saw this in the movie theater.
Oh, you did? I don't remember this movie.
I was like, Dragons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see it because, like, at that point in time, I think the only other movie that had like a dragon was like that other Dragon Heart.
Oh,
with Sean Connery as the voice of the dragon.
I remember that.
And that
one.
CG was fucking horrid.
It was horse shit.
Yeah, it was like dog shit on top of dog shit. I don't know, maybe it might even come out after this movie. I have no idea.
Well, I read somewhere they talked about how they made the dragons look so good is they were going to use the usual texture mapping over a CG model, you know, but the way the scales moved when the dragon was moving didn't look right, so they had to like create some new software to get the scales to grow and shrink and I love the design of the dragon because it looks like a lot of different animals put together. What'd you think of the dragon? I thought it looked pretty sick. The dragon design.
I thought the dragon was unique. Doesn't look like Smog. It doesn't look like Ghidorah or any of those fucking dragons. It's got its own look to it. It's a little bit less reptilian than I would imagine.
Yeah.
But it still has a lot of those things like, the ones from Game of Thrones are, a million times better because they're newer.
This reminded me of a little bit of Game of Thrones flavor.
Yeah, but Game of Thrones had that translucent effect.
Yeah.
And it was just really fucking
obviously,
detailed, and the proportions are great. This dragon was more like spindly. He was a little bit more thin and like not. He was huge, but like
it was a giant. The male dragon was giant.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I mean, like, look, the movie is not a great movie. Okay, it's not. It's missing like. First of all, it's like an hour and a half.
It's very short, so they
they could have probably thrown another 10 minutes in there. It could have used another action sequence.
Yeah, because there's only one or two.
Yeah, there's only like two real.
There really isn't much of a plot, and I didn't understand. So McConaughey's character Denton and Quinn are arguing, and I'm like, why are you arguing? You guys want the same thing. McConaughey's like, I need people. I'm gonna go to London, kill the male dragon, and Quinn is like, no, you're gonna bring him back here.
And exactly that
and
happens.
And that is what happens. The dragon comes back and destroys the whole fucking castle, at which point Quinn goes back, tries to take it down. But it's just like three people could take down a dragon. Like,
they never run out of fuel.
Well, and I also, not only fuel,
that's not even in the conversation.
Dude, electricity, they have computers, there's fuel. This is post-apocalyptic where everything's been blown apart. Like, how do you have fucking working computers with satellite imagery and trackers? Like, I don't understand how any of that still survived.
No, it shouldn't work.
It shouldn't be working. You mentioned some Godzilla. It had a little bit of like a Godzilla kaiju-y kind of thing going on. I like the way the dragon moved, but it's pretty straightforward. And I don't.
Well, the thing about the Godzilla influence is that that they were underground and hiding, and I think it's in some of the voiceovers that they were like waiting to come back, and that a lot of that kind of like is what they used in King of the Monsters, that they're underground waiting to be awakened. And
their mythology was that they killed the dinosaurs and then went to hibernate until the world replenished itself for fuel for them.
Yeah.
And then, I didn't understand, like, they feed on ash, they burn down everything, and then they eat.
That makes no sense.
Eat the ash. What are you getting from ash? There's no nutritional value.
Yeah.
There's no protein. It's just burnt. You don't even get to breathe the smoke in.
Yeah.
It's like if I smoked cigarettes and then ate the ash afterwards. It does nothing.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of other things I liked about this movie, Ruggs.
Go for it.
Did you notice the castle is in Northumberland? That should ring a bell.
I did notice that. I was like, Northumberland.
Northumberland. Our buddies, Kevin and Chris.
Do they still listen to us? Probably not.
Probably not. 365 Flicks podcast.
If you do, give us a shot because we miss you guys.
We do. They're still podcasting, and I giggled when it said Northumberland.
What did you think of those guys?
The movie starts in 2002, and then it takes place in 2020, which is crazy that's next year. So dragons are going to be taken over next year. Just keep an eye out for that.
Just get away from that construction.
Don't go in the hole. Another bit I loved, I thought the writing was kind of clever, is like in the beginning when they're showing you how people live in this world, and the two guys are entertaining kids by telling them a tale of a epic storyteller, and it's not like a Greek tale, it's not a Homer tale, it's fucking Star Wars.
Yeah, they reenact
Geek Boner.
the Luke, I am your father.
And the kids are like, oh my God. He goes, and I thought that was really clever because, like, oh, it's post-apocalyptic world. No one knows what Star Wars is, and they're telling the kids of their community the Star Wars story. That was cute. And then the other thing, the scene in the air with the helicopter and the dragon, right? And the parachuter guys. I thought the CGI was good, but this guy's plan doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I have no idea what their plan was. Like, I have no idea how that works.
He said this is how he killed dragons. First of all, he admits, like, he's killed a dragon, and Quinn doesn't believe him, and he's known as a dragon slayer, but he's like, this is what we're going to do. We're getting the helicopter. We'll go up above the dragon. These guys are going to jump out and shoot nets at a dragon while they're falling to do something.
To knock them out. And if they land or they hit the ground, they'll just, get all fucked up.
And it doesn't work, and they all just slam into the ground and die. And I was like, that's the dumbest plan to stop dragons ever.
But I mean, like, that's what I don't get about this movie. It's like, okay, so Christian Bale's like, you've killed a dragon? It's not that fucking hard. Matthew McConaughey basically shot an arrow into one and killed it because it was chasing Christian Bale.
Right.
That's a layup. That's easy peasy. Like, if you're fucking military thing, you should be able to do that, no problem.
I mean, you can't use those tanks to shoot at fucking dragons. What are you doing?
Give me a break. I mean, they're hard to hit, but if you're chasing something and you can, like, triangulate or you figure out their trajectory, where they're going, you could probably at least clip them pretty good.
That also reminded me of season 8 of Game of Thrones, where they had all the fucking arrows shooting at the dragons, taking them down. But then, what did you think of the bit at the end where Van Zant climbs the tower and they have these specially explosive tipped dragons they're trying to shoot into their mouth so they explode. He hits one. It still is coming at him. And then he just does this amazing leap into the air with an axe flying like he would never fly. And the dragon just goes, hump.
But then it doesn't do anything. They fucking ruined that moment because that should have been.
It was epic, and then he just got eaten.
He should have at least stuck the axe into the side of his face.
The axe goes flying out of his hand. He didn't even couldn't even hold on to the fucking
stupid.
axe.
Like, all right, if you're gonna make this moment like he's about to do something cool, and then you just have him get eaten, it's stupid. It's like what they do in Godzilla, where like the guy ejects and then it gets eaten by Rodan.
Yes.
It's like, all right, that's a funny joke. You don't want to do that with like your main guy that's fucking the big badass.
It was so funny. And then even the final climactic scene where Christian Bale does get the arrow in the dragon's head and explodes, and I was like, all right, it wasn't that like they needed more of a build up. I don't know.
It was like over and done with.
It was done.
What happens is it spends the whole movie like building this whole thing as a big badass dragon and this and that and whatever, and then they just kind of kill it in a very conventional way that didn't really seem like it was that much of a big deal. And that's what this movie is. It doesn't know how to make this movie interesting beyond the conventional. Like, the plot is like very ridiculously weird and lame. Like, how they do it is lame. So there's a lot of lame aspects to this movie. Now, what's great about the movie is you got fucking A+ actors.
Yeah.
In it. You got A+ special effects in it. Like, the dragon looks great. So all those characters, all those pieces are really like cool. The set design's fine, and the post-apocalyptic feel is fine. It feels like a real movie. It feels like just a movie that's missing like 15 minutes of like more good stuff to take it from being just like mediocrely bad to like being mediocrely good.
I would have loved to have seen like a whole bunch of helicopters take on a whole bunch of dragons, but then it just kind of devolves.
I just don't understand how they exist. Like, if you have Christian Bale who's like hiding out in the bottom of a castle with like hardly any technology at all, and they're like farming.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden these motherfuckers roll up with tanks that are guzzling gas.
Yeah. Where's the gas coming from?
Yeah. Where's the fucking anything coming from? I just don't get it.
It kind of devolves into like a B movie kind of feel.
It's
a little
like, just
bit.
go with it. We don't really care. You guys shouldn't care.
The thing is, like you said, you have future Oscar winners. You got Bale McConaughey slaying dragons, and this is the best you could do with that. The dragons look great, but the movie is just, it's all right. It's just, it's
I just don't
cliched,
understand.
it's
Like
tropey.
The budget was healthy.
$60 million in 2002. That's a lot of money.
You could do a lot with $60 million. If they put it all into the dragon, fine. They have a helicopter for no apparent reason. I think they should have written out the helicopter. They should have written out the tanks.
Yeah.
Because you didn't need any of those things for this movie.
They didn't even use the tank once.
No.
They didn't shoot at the tank at anything.
He could have rolled up in a car with an arrow thing on the top of it. And maybe the car runs on fucking like fruit or something. I don't know.
They wanted like a Mad Max kind of thing.
Yeah, it should have been
on.
more like that. And that would have helped a little bit, I think. And like all this tech and all this helicopter, and I don't know where the fuck did they come from. They came from the U.S. He told them some bullshit story about the U.S.
They were from America, and they made it all the way over to England somehow.
It's just a hop, skip, and a jump over.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't exciting. There are parts that are exciting, few and far between.
I remember coming out of this movie and going, God damn, this movie, like...
It had potential.
It had a cool dragon.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
It had a cool dragon, and it kind of set up a neat world. Like, I would have loved to see more of the world. I like the scientific stuff, how they're trying to explaining dragons. But ultimately, it's just like
how does this happen? Like, one dragon gets out. The male gets out. Where the fuck do the females come from?
That's a good point.
They never explain anything. It just one dragon got out, and
it's
was
possible
too much
that
for
there were
everybody.
more eggs in the hole that the first dragon came out from. Possibly.
Maybe a shitload of them came out of there. I don't know.
Also,
they didn't show that.
Remember, he pulls an egg out of the one dragon that he downs, but then they don't do anything with. Like, what happened to that egg? He just pulls it out, and then you never
just wanted to see what it looked like.
Oh, it's an egg, and then he just never see it again. I don't know.
Yeah, there's got to be more to this story, because I feel like that they had a lot of shit that was like, all right, they had like money. They had $70 million.
Yeah.
I think that's what Jurassic Park was made for.
Was it?
Correct. I don't know. Something in that area.
Jurassic Park was made for $63 million.
Oh, shit.
Wow. So I was right. Okay.
Just $3 million more.
So it had a healthy budget.
9 years earlier.
It did not feel like a sprawling Steven Spielberg movie.
Yeah. It was very small. It became one dragon at a time when it should have been a little more epic, but it became very just a small story about these three people with spears.
I feel like something got fucked up.
I don't know. I couldn't find a lot of background stuff on this. Why it was made
to like not deliver.
Clearly, Bowman with this and Electra, and then went back to TV. Like it wasn't.
It sucks out. Because I actually was like, I like the way he directed some of this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Well,
I feel like he got potential, but I don't know. Maybe he's just uneven.
There was promise, there was potential, but ultimately, I don't know if anybody went out to see this movie. I'm surprised you saw it in the theater, but
I did, because I was always when CG was coming out.
Yeah.
After I saw Jurassic Park, and I was like, oh fuck, they can make dinosaurs look real.
Yeah.
All I wanted to see after that was Godzilla.
I mean, I think, would you recommend this to someone who loves like dragon movies and watch anything with a dragon? I guess I would kind of recommend it, but
yeah, I think it's required watching for dragon people.
For dragon people, definitely. If you are a dragon person,
it is a noteworthy dragon.
Yeah,
it's up there with Smaug. It's up there with I can't even say with his name. I always say Visceramax from Dragon Slayer. It's
Dragonheart was 96.
Yeah,
which is
so
another
this is
one.
way better. Yeah,
but yeah, the CG was good. It's just too bad the story and it could have been a little bit better. Let's Ruggs give it a rating. What would you rate this movie out of 10?
Like a 5.5.
Yeah, I was thinking like a 5.5 or 6. It's good.
Like for the dragon,
yes.
He's not even in it that much, but it's definitely cool.
When he is in it, the dragon shit is very cool.
The performances are good. This woman was very, very pretty, but I've never seen her in anything ever again.
Isabella Scoruppo.
Yeah.
She
has an accent. Yes.
She was in Goldeneye, I guess. She's Polish. So she has a Polish accent. Vertical Limit. I don't know. She did GoldenEye. She's in some Polish movie, I think, or Polish TV show.
Right. She just came in here and like did a little bit, and then that was it. She went back to
She's
Poland
the pilot.
And said, fuck you guys.
She piloted the helicopter and ran around and was bait.
Yeah.
And stuff. So, yeah. So
you hurt her leg.
David Zika. I guess Zika likes this movie. Thanks for the pick.
I think that he, in his mind, saw a movie that no one else saw that he thinks that everybody should probably see.
Well, that's why I appreciate this pick, because I didn't know anything about this movie walking in. I was like, oh shit, Christian Bale, Matthew McConaughey, look at him. He looks fucking badass.
I remember I saw this movie and I was like, it's got a cool dragon in it, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And that was it. I'm like, Matthew McConaughey was jacked.
He was fucking jacked, dude. This is, and like pre-Batman Bale. Bale was also jacked. McConaughey was more jacked, and he's fun to watch. Dragon's fun to watch. That's really about it. And then the movie's over before you know it.
It's more fun to watch it now than when I watched it, because none of those people were household names except for Matthew McConaughey.
But Matthew McConaughey at that time was coming out of like the rom-coms, remember? He started doing like the teen comedies, rom-coms, trying to change his path, and then he does this. He reminded me of Woody Harrelson from that last Apes movie. I got that feel a lot. Planet of the Apes, where Woody Harrelson was the general. He reminded me of that. But
I liked him in this movie. I saw this. I was like, oh, he's a fucking badass. He can be really fucking intimidating if he wants to be.
Absolutely.
And so that's maybe worth checking out. It's an introduction to the one of the early Christian Bale movies, and him kind of like asserting himself as an action dude. He gets to ride a horse, like, very Batman-y, Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, he does early Batman stuff.
Let's splice that into a Batman movie. There is a huge problem with this movie. I feel like there's like chunks of it missing. Just bad writing all around, like not.
It doesn't make sense even in its own terms, on its own rules. Doesn't follow its own rules.
So it is kind of a tough movie to review, because there's things that I definitely am happy that I got to see Matthew McConaughey do this performance, and I'm happy I got to see the dragon.
And it's very dark and gloomy, and it's shot dark. And then the bursts of fire from the dragon are fun. So Zika, thanks for the pick. I appreciated watching a movie I had not seen. Listener, sign up for the Patreon, $10 $10 a month or more. You can force us to watch any movie, and I will make sure Anthony watches it this time. We did the next one. He got out of this one, that motherfucker. But he'll be back as we get to news from the nation right now.
It's time for news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
All right, time for news from the nation, and Anthony is back. Anthony, what'd you think of our review?
Oh man, it was riveting. I wish I could have participated. I sat there and didn't talk for the entire time. That was great.
Best review ever.
He was on his phone. He was taking his shit on and looking at his phone.
I think I fired off about 20 messages to random women to see if they were available or not.
There you go. Play the numbers.
I played the numbers. I think I made the most of my time while you reviewed Rain of Fire.
The Rain of Fire. Still burning. It is not a Johnny Cash documentary. It's not about Johnny Cash. That's Joaquin.
It's a great
Phoenix.
song.
It is a great song.
Yeah.
Let's talk about stuff posted to our Facebook group, News from the Nation. Jess Rivera shared a post of the new Birds of Prey poster with a hilarious caption saying Geek Boner or Floppy Jock.
Geek Boner?
First of all, we're totally stealing that. Floppy Jock is the opposite of Geek Boner. Well done. I need someone to say it so I can make it a clip.
Floppy Jock.
There we go. Now I have the clip.
Let me say disappointed.
Okay.
Floppy Jock.
Okay, that's good. A little more wilted, Rug. Sound more wilted.
Floppy Jock.
Okay, that's a keeper. So now we'll have Geek Boner. And if it's not Geek Boner, it'll be Floppy Jock. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Poppycock and Floppy Jock.
I'll have to make t-shirts now with Geek Boner on one side, Floppy Jock.
How bad is this poster?
I kind of love this poster.
It sucks.
It's different. It's weird. It's colorful.
It looks like a second grader did it.
It's
really bad.
It is a really bad Photoshop.
It is, but I think it's kind of
almost
meant
as bad
to be.
as some of the Marvel Photoshop.
I think, but it's meant to be kind of a collage. You have Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn being the main focus, and then all the other characters with birds flying around her head like a cartoon.
They're really, really leaning into her being Deadpool, basically.
But she's the center of this. But you see, like Black Mask and all the other characters. I think it's
Which
fun.
one is Black Mask? The guy in the white?
The guy in the white suit. Yeah, he doesn't have a mask on. That's Ewan McGregor without a mask. It says Mind Over Mayhem on her neck. I appreciate the color. Like, again, like Shazam. Like, this is a DC movie that fucking pops of color everywhere. I love the color palette. I don't know. I kind of liked it. It was different. It's not nearly as bad as the Spider-Man posters. I fucking disagree.
No, it's better than the Marvel posters.
Yes.
I feel like it's really bad. I don't know.
I mean, I think it gives you.
I can't unsee.
It gives you a good tone of what the movie is going to be. It's going to be like this.
Burns.
What's that? Preparation H? Do you need some Preparation H? Do you know the Cash family? Preparation H actually approached them to use Ring of Fire for Preparation H commercials. And smartly, the Cash family is like, no, go fuck yourself. That would have ruined the song forever.
My sphincter is a ring of fire.
Can you imagine? I'm so glad they were smart. They said no, because that would have been horrible.
I mean, that would have tainted the song.
It would have ruined the
That's
song.
what it feels like.
Yes.
That's what it feels like.
Put the Ring of Fire on your teeth.
Burns.
I like Birds of Prey and
the Ring of Fire. Isn't that what you guys talked about for the last 40 minutes?
Yes, it was a Johnny Cash documentary. We just talked about that one song about dragons in Folsom Prison. Now, look, this poster's fun. Whatever. February 7th, next year, we'll get to see Birds of Prey and the Emancipation of Proclamation, whatever the fucking rest of it's called. Keith and Denkinger writing in.
I like that name, Keithan. It's like two first names in one. And Keith and Ethan.
It's Ethan and Keith, and you add a K. Keithan.
Yeah, it's like if you were named Jim Ron.
And Jim Ron.
Yeah, two first names in one. Smashed together.
If you had to, if my name was if you had to make my name for a girl, what would it be?
What?
Oh,
like if I if I came out a girl, they still wanted Imran. What's the girl?
Imra.
What's the girl version?
Yeah.
Imrani. Imra.
What
about
Imra?
With an H.
Oh, with an H.
All you got to do is take that little line on the end and make it a little bit bigger.
I see. Jimron. Rod Shabbos.
Jimron, if you were Keithan's like brother, you'd be Jimron.
Jimron Denkinger. I love Denkinger. It's just very solid. Got hard K sounds.
Yes.
Keithan Denkinger.
It's like you'd be the Denkinger or the Porch Queener.
He's the king of the den.
I know.
He wrote on our Facebook page, has anyone here seen Undone on Amazon Prime Video? It was actually really
Someone
good.
Like getting a glass of water?
That's me.
He's refilling his bourbon. He's got to get a drink. He's parched.
Bourbon,
the felty is parched. It was actually really good. The art style was terrific choice for the show, and I highly recommend it to those
I'm gonna watch
that
it,
have
actually.
Prime Video. There's only one season out so far with 8 episodes at 23 minutes. Please take 4 hours of your time to watch it.
Thank you for the recommend. I'm going to totally watch
I watched the whole thing already.
Is it good?
It's pretty cool. It's trippy. It's rotoscope animation. Anthony.
Is it good, though?
It is good. It's 22 minutes.
Okay.
It moves fast. Anthony, you familiar with rotoscope animation?
Nope.
You may have seen it in such films like Waking Life. Ruggs, what was the other big example of rotoscope? The He-Man action scenes on the TV show are rotoscoped.
Oh, man, Ralph Bakshi did that shit
Ralph
all the
Bakshi.
time.
It's basically
American Pop had it. There was that one,
classic
Scanner Darkly.
Waking Life. There was a fantasy movie also in the 70s.
Yeah. Rotoscope, all it is Fire and Ice did that.
Fire and Ice, that's it, yes.
That's the other one. But
I know what you're talking about now.
That's when you shoot like live action and then you go back and then you trace it.
You just literally drawing over it. So
I'm seeing it now.
It's a beautiful form of animation, and it's kind of like puts you in a trance. So the show is about this main character, who in the first episode, she's driving, she's upset, and you learn that her father had passed away before mysteriously. She doesn't know how. and her father materializes on the side of the road as she's driving, and she gets in a car accident. When she comes to in the hospital, her father's sitting there, and the whole conversation is it mental illness, or do you have special abilities? This girl learns how to travel through time, manipulate time, see into the future.
All right, stop talking about it.
But it's trippy. It's great, trippy shit that happens. I would recommend. And it's
spoilering it.
No, that's nothing. There's tons of twists, and it's a great, quick watch. Ruggs, if you watch it, let me know. We will do like a Patreon review.
I'm going to try and watch it now because I have nothing to watch.
I want to review that and Dark Crystal with you. I think those are two great ones.
Did we talk about this?
But no, like briefly. But like I want to do it like for Patreon, like Dark Crystal.
Oh, okay, let's do it.
Undone on Amazon Prime. Anthony, you should watch it. You have Amazon Prime, right?
I do.
Oh shit! I thought he had.
No, I had muted myself because I was watching a video. I do.
Would you? Does it sound like something you would watch?
Undone?
Yeah.
Let me look at it. What it's about?
I told you. A woman discovers she has a
rotoscope shit.
Yes, it's
I probably wouldn't watch it.
The log line is a woman discovers she has a new relationship with time after surviving a car accident that almost killed her.
Oh.
It's got Bob Odenkirk in it.
If I would watch it if enough people told me I have to watch it. How about that? Peer pressure.
Okay. Keith and Denkinger.
Don't group think. Let's go.
Facebook Nation, you know what to do.
Tell me I have to watch it. Well, even if you pay now we've proven that even if you give us money, I sometimes won't watch what you're telling me to watch.
Yes, Phil did watch the goddamn movie, motherfucker. I'm going to make you watch Rain of Fire anyways and not tell us what you thought.
Rain of Fire.
See, this is why incels watch more movies.
They got nothing better to do.
They can't get laid.
Yes,
so
they're like, what should I do?
Anthony's preoccupied with actually getting laid. So everything else is a second
It's hard
tier.
it's hard to lock him down to watch anything. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But I get it.
This is what you guys want, though. You want the jock and the nerd, right?
Yeah.
This is what it's all about.
You're paying for.
Sometimes this is what happens.
You can't get mad at the system. This is how it works,
Jock's going to jock. What are you going to do about
it?
Exactly. Jock's got a jock.
Let me tell you about Tony, all right? Tony ruins lives.
Okay, I got more multiple Felty League updates. Let's get to that.
Here's the National Felty League update.
Jason Dutch, voice from the underground, with another baseball update. It's not over. The season's not over.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Oh, pretty good.
Hope you're good. How are you? Look at you, Rug Boy. You are looking extra freaking felty today. That is very nice.
I blow dry.
There's a little bit of extra matte finish, not such a glow in your eye.
Well, that's vomit.
Yeah. And, I bet you've been wondering about Nerd League Baseball.
I have not.
You have.
Absolutely not.
Guess what? It's almost over. You'll be happy to know.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, thank
Down
you.
to the final four.
Ooh.
Right? So playing for the wonderful prize pack, we have our final four of Brian Goff, Jess Rivera, Jose Ibarra, and Felix Fiddlesticks. Bottom. So right now, the number one seed Brian Goff, who finished the season 19-3, is facing off against Jess Rivera's 11-10-1 team. The winner of that matchup will face the winner of Jose Ibarra, who finished 16-6 against Winterbottom at 13-9. We'll give you an update next week as far as to who is in the championship, and then the week after that, we'll really annoy you and tell you who won it all. So, smell my finger. See you later.
Wow, I love baseball. It never ends. Just goes on and on for 400 games. So we're at least down to the final four.
Oh, my God.
Jesus. Could you have any more games, baseball? How about you play 3 a day? Try that. Squeeze it in.
Yeah. How do you have time to do anything in sports?
Well, I forgot.
Especially baseball.
I forgot there's a prize pack. Somebody's getting a jock in their
Baseball's
t-shirt.
a tough sport.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of numbers and stats and shit. Fuck.
What do you think you need to spend more time on? Being an incel dude who watches lots of movies or baseball?
Or baseball. It just takes up your whole.
Yeah, I mean,
takes up your whole.
Can you get laid and be a baseball fan, or because imagine you were really into baseball, Anthony. You have to be watching the game right now.
I am really into baseball. I'm not as into it to watch every goddamn game, but right now I'm checking the score of the Cubs game as we're talking about this.
Oh, okay. So you're not watching the games.
No, I don't watch every. It's
not fully committed.
I mean, it's 162 games.
Too many
It's real, and
There's motherfuckers who watch that shit.
There are guys that watch every game, and I just don't know how you do it.
I mean, I got to be honest. Like when the Cubs won that championship a few years ago, that was kind of exciting. It was a lot of fun to hear you talk about it and what it meant to you. How are they doing this year? Anything?
They're in. So it's this is already going to be old conversation by the time the show
gets. Of course.
They're in the race. They're trying to make the playoffs right now.
All right. Good for the Cubbies. Whatever. You won one. Wait another 100 years. We'll get another one.
I'm good.
Yeah, we're good. You got one. Football. Week 2, which means we got Chaz Hebert from Jock Talk, our very own Chaz Hebert.
Their bottom is very weak.
Giving us Week 2 update.
What's up, guys? It's Chaz Hibbard, the better-looking half of Jock Talk here.
Oh, snap.
Your second National Felty League update.
How could you say
In
that?
our first game, Ray O'Neill's Sinister 9 team defeated Ray Swanson's Titan Snaps. Little battle of the Rays there. Jess Rivero's Chicago Web Slingers got another win as they beat Jose Gonzalez's Breezy Does It team. Chris Williams' Stark Raving Hazelnuts were defeated by Ramberto Rivera's Felty Falcons. Defending champ Matthew Lawrence gets another win as his Game of Thrones teams beats spinoff show guest Blake Braden's Thanos Rising team.
Thanos Rising?
Bill Mathis's Midtown High Tigers defeated Byron Goff's Mouse Rat team. And my OJ's Parole Board team defeated Daniel Nosker's Raccoon City Rockets team. That's all for this week's National Felty League update.
Well,
thanks, Chaz.
My response to this is that how dare you challenge Anthony for the most...
how dare you challenge my looks?
Better-looking half.
Wow.
I think ab off.
We need an ab off, definitely.
Yeah.
We're
Ab
going to
off.
need an ab off picture.
I'll see you next week on the Facebook Jock and Nerd Nation with a abs post.
Chaz, have you seen Anthony topless? I mean, come on. Just look on his Instagram.
Imran has.
I have. I've taken pictures of him.
Got great nipples.
You've taken pictures of him.
It was for work,
They're not
allegedly.
pepperoni nipples, no. And they don't stick out. They don't stick out like jelly beans or anything.
They're just normal.
Just normal looking nips.
I just
got great nips.
Who looks at nipples? I remember the abs. Who gives a fuck about nipples?
Look at.
Jesus. Great eyebrows.
That's the first thing I
They don't
evaluate.
stick out like Mike and Ike's or anything. They're good.
They don't go in. They're not innies. They're perfect
not
outies.
innies. Yeah, they're perfect
I
outies.
guess
I don't have an out. Anyone with an outie belly button kind of creeps me out.
Well, the doctor just didn't
I know
cut
it's
enough
not their
off.
fault. I know it's not their fault, but it kind of creeps me out.
Can you get that fixed like when you're an adult? Like,
I don't know. That anything belly button actually kind of creeps me out.
Like, imagine getting circumcised when you're an adult. That's got to be just a fucking traumatizing.
Yeah. Why do we
too.
circumcise?
I don't know. Religion. It's cleaner, some people say, but it's mostly religious beliefs. It's always religion. That's why. Yes. I've
had girlfriends that talk about like hooking up with guys and they deal with a guy that's not circumcised. It's always a weird experience.
He's uncut. Shame him. I don't know.
I know Imran's uncircumcised too. I'm sorry to bring this up.
What? Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
If you know anything about the Muslim and Jewish faith, you would know that it's not correct.
Okay. Well, you're not really Muslim. You're kind of white.
Well, I mean, I'm on the inside.
You're Kurd.
Tiny bit. I'm a Kurd. No,
Yeah.
I'm not Kurdish.
You're Kurdish Muslim.
I'm Druish. I'm not Jewish. Couple announcements, then we'll peace out. There's another brand new Comic-Con coming to the Chicagoland area very soon. It's called the Ace Comic-Con.
What's the concept?
First year. The concept is another Comic-Con, basically.
Is it the one with all the big time celebs?
This one's got huge guests.
Oh, yeah, Chris
Check out the
Hemsworth's gonna be
lineup.
there, yeah.
October 11th to 13th in lovely Rosemont, Illinois. They got everybody. Brie Larson, Chris Hemsworth, Tom Holland, Jake Gyllenhaal, Tessa Thompson, Kit Harington, Gwendolyn Christie, Norman Reedus, Taron Egerton, and more. There's your big names. They're all going to be there. And listener, we got credentialed for a third convention this year. Anthony, are you free October 11th through 13th?
So I told you off air that I wasn't.
Oh, boo.
But I might be able to do the 11th because I think I'm off work that day. So
all right.
I might go during the day. Maybe.
That's I think that's the Thursday. It's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
No, the Friday.
Oh, that's Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be going on. You should go on the Friday. I'm going to go on the Saturday.
If Anthony can't go, you should make it available to one of our Chicago fans.
We could have a substitute correspondent.
Well, they would need my ID.
That's the problem.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Also, Chris Bocciolo, Larry Hama, Andy Park.
Yeah, that Saturday I'm going to go back to the old college stomping grounds for a visit.
Oh, where's that? Down south?
University of Illinois, yeah. during Urbana-Champaign. I haven't been there in a long time. I'm going to see a football game, tailgate.
Going to get
probably.
lit?
Going to get lit,
Turn?
yeah.
All
gonna
that
get
shit.
turned. Going to do whatever the kids do for real cheap.
When's the last time you went back to your school?
4 or 5 years ago, maybe.
There's a point where, like, I wouldn't be able to handle a college environment anymore. I would just be like,
yeah, but you didn't go to a real college.
Just being around people in college, like, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is why I left. Why would you go back? I guess there are benefits
there's things
to
called
going
homecoming
back.
And stuff. You know,
Yeah,
if you went to a
the
real
Spider-Man
college, you would
movie?
know.
Oh, I know. We had that in high school, and I didn't go to that either.
Yeah. Did you have a football team?
In high school, yes.
No, in college.
No.
You didn't have, you didn't have
football.
You had soccer.
We had a sports team.
Basketball.
We had
sports.
We had sports there. I don't remember.
Just not football. That's the only thing we have. Or baseball. Those two.
We were in the middle of Brooklyn. Where are we playing fucking football? Also, the college I went to had maybe 3 fraternities. One of them had a house. I don't know what the other 2 did.
There was more than 3.
Oh, there was more than 3?
5.
Well.
Yeah, you had like 3 white ones, and then the rest were like all like
mixed.
The other, like, yeah, there was like the Spanish one, there was the black one, there was all.
I had no idea we had sports and frats, man. That was just not.
They had like everything was segregated to it.
What school was it? Pratt, right?
Pratt Institute in Brooklyn. So look, listener, if you are in the Chicagoland area, check out Ace Comic-Con. We'll give you a quick summary afterwards.
Maybe you'll see him walking around.
Just follow my loud ass voice.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to run into Juan Gomez and some other dudes. I always run in, like, I'm there on all of them. So it's fun to go.
Maybe you'll run into Jake the Snake again.
That was great. Maybe I'll actually use it for something good and get some audio. I still have yet to figure out how to proproperly use these press credentials to do something.
We don't really do anything with
It's going to walk around and say, it's the shit.
Walk around, talk to the same fucking people.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm still doing it. It's free tickets to a fucking Comic-Con.
Free is always cool.
Free is always good. And then last thing, I have a mission for the listeners. If you have an iOS device, an Apple phone, we need more Apple podcast ratings.
Oh, yeah.
We're currently at 83. I want us to get to 200.
Whoa, Jesus Christ. Can you set the goals to be realistic?
Well, eventually, let me explain. Look, just over time, I would like to get to 200.
Fine.
Here's why. Like I just mentioned, we're applying to Comic-Cons and we're getting credentialed and they're looking at things, but turns out the Apple rating is one of the metrics some places look when you're applying for press things. And here's how I found all this out. It's all thanks to the spin-off show episode featuring Sean Chandler, Anthony. Do you remember his story about Rotten Tomatoes? Let's see if you were paying attention to your own show.
He got on there. I don't know. Sure.
Okay, the whole story is, you almost had it. You almost passed. He applied and then he got on and nobody told him. He didn't know. He was just there. They never said him, remember? And it was
he got catfished.
He got catfished or something. Somebody else was on there. So I was when that show came out, I was listening to it and I was like, he applied to Rotten Tomatoes. What if we should apply? But why not? I said, fuck it. I was like, I'm going to apply. Fuck it. Why not? I found the fucking thing. Like, as I was listening to the show, I applied. I filled it out. Well, this week I got a response that we were denied. But they said,
you're used to that.
Oh, I'm used to the no's. No problem. That's like my whole life. But they said for podcasts, they like to have the podcast to have 200 ratings in Apple Podcasts to prove engagement, which is where I came up with the number. So we got 200 people listening in Apple Podcasts on their phone. You don't even have, if you like us, go to the app, just light up the 5 stars. If you really like us, you can leave a review, but you don't even have to do that. We just need the ratings. We just need the number of ratings to go up. Very simple.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Come on, do it.
And Imran, you're going to post this on The Nation, too.
Yes, to get us to 200.
We should actually put it at the beginning of the show.
But like everybody does the rate us and review us on Apple Podcasts over and over again.
We actually are doing it for a good reason.
But now there's a goal. So I will post it on The Nation and let everyone know what's going on. I think we could get to 200. And then you know what? I will reapply and let's see what happens.
I would do it right now, but I'm still in a haze. I don't really know what's going on.
You didn't even watch the movie.
I didn't watch the movie.
Not rating anything.
I'm kind of hungover. It's kind of strange right now, this feeling.
Well, Anthony, get some food in you. Get some rest.
I had a Subway sandwich. I think that's what knocked me out.
The bread is going to make you sleepy.
The footlong.
What did you get, Anthony?
I went with a spicy Italian with giardiniera on it. It was delicious.
Oh,
Somebody touch my spaghetti!
That's a spicy Italian.
It knocked me right out.
They still got yoga mats in their bread.
I had an hour and 20 minutes before the show, and I was like, this is a perfect opportunity to just take a nap.
I haven't had Subway in ages. Their bread just isn't as spongy as it used to be when the yoga mats were in there. I'd say put them back in.
What yoga mat?
They were using this substance, yoga mats, to make their bread fluffy and more elastic.
It's not as good with the other
And it's
yoga
not.
mats.
They took it out. The bread's just not the same. What can I say?
Subway is not the first choice.
Ugh, it's the
for any
worst.
sort of what do you call it? Like hero sandwich? Is that what it's called? Like a hero?
Yeah.
Jersey Mike's is not bad.
Jersey Mike's is pretty
bad.
good.
Potbelly is usually where I might go to if I'm going to like chain sandwich.
Yeah.
Potbelly.
Or you get a nice deli. They make you a real.
You get a nice deli. Yeah,
you go to a real
Well,
deli,
they're called different things around the
Hoagie,
country.
I've heard it called a hero.
Hero and hoagie and sub
Hoagie,
sandwich.
yeah.
It's all the same
Sub,
shit.
yeah.
It's just regional.
Is that sub? Is it sub because of Subway, or it was Subway derivative off of the sub?
No,
submarine? Was it submarine? I thought it was submarine.
Yeah.
Because it looks like a submarine.
Yeah. There you go.
Anyways,
There used to be a chain called Submarine, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was there?
With like orange
In
logo?
Chicago, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Or Mr. Submarine.
Mr. Submarine, yeah.
Mr. Submarine,
You had
yes.
Blimpie.
Grinders, they're also called grinders in parts of the country. Just like soda and pop is different where you go.
I do enjoy a sandwich, a sub sandwich, a hoagie,
nice.
a hero, whatever
Dude,
you
nice
call it.
when it's toasted and the cheese is melted, it's crunchy.
You get it from a nice deli too. That's good stuff.
You get some good bread.
I feel like
good
Ruggs
meats.
is a big sandwich connoisseur.
How we pay
The
him.
best sandwiches in the entire universe are at this place called Pani Antico.
Oh yeah, you talked about this one time.
Get that sandwich. Ruggs, you got to ship us some of those sandwiches. Will they survive?
I can't really do it.
Damn it.
But like,
you'd have to be
one
out
day. That's got to be a stop. I mean, there's probably better places like Leone's in Brooklyn. There's Famous John's. There's a lot of different places in that they have, but like that's my favorite.
Yeah, I feel like New York would have the best.
Oh, they got lots of
subs.
crazy sub sandwich stores. Yeah.
Well, it's all gourmet shit, because they got all these hipsters over there in Brooklyn.
It's like $15 a sandwich.
You got like asshole Italian people who like are so picky. If you fuck up, like they just yell at you like you're an asshole.
I told you not to put the arugula on there.
Yeah, like what the fuck is this? You call it a sandwich?
How dare you do this to us?
Yeah, you call this shit a sandwich?
Meanwhile, Bilatti's
what the fuck is wrong with you?
Bilatti's there getting sandwiches, and he's all
that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's really good.
He loves the sandwiches there. Dragon.
He's vegetarian, so he doesn't really partake in the.
It's not the dragon
I'm
lady
sure he
lounge.
eats sandwiches, but I don't think he's like really as hardcore as I am.
How about his delicatessen meats?
Yeah,
You could put tofu in those sandwiches; it'll still be good.
I'm sure.
They got that fake meat coming in the stores.
What is your, well, before we go, I mean, we've really gone off the rails, but
Yes.
what is your favorite meat in the sandwich, in a sub sandwich? If you had to choose just one meat.
No, I go. Listen, they have this marinated grilled chicken.
Oh.
On top of arugula,
Yeah.
and then they have like this provolone cheese.
Yeah.
And then they put this thing called caponata on it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like this eggplant eggplant thing.
Oh, sounds yummy.
And that's on top of it. It has like a tangy taste. All together. And sometimes they put blue cheese on it as well. You could either have provolone or blue cheese on it. And it's fucking legit. And if you want to be a dick and like ask for extra shit, you can put sun-dried tomatoes on it or whatever. But the bread's fucking perfect.
That's some gourmet shit right there.
I never.
That's
chicken.
right.
I'm partial to like a salami or a pepperoni.
I do like the Italian meats.
No, I like. If you're gonna go get that, you gotta go Leone's. They have the good shit.
I like
Get a nice Italian sub.
salami, pepperoni, provolone cheese, a little oil and vinegar, a little mustard. I like that.
Or roast beef. You get some good roast beef in a sandwich. Yeah.
I used to like the Blimpie Club back in the day when Blimpie before Subway, because before Subway, like I think they weren't doing like this mass marketing shit,
Right.
so it was more like a real deli.
Yeah.
And as soon as Subway came along and did this mass marketing shit with this, like, all of this prepackaged bullshit and this bread that has yoga mat in it. But, I remember I used to work at a comic book store and there was a Blimpie like down the block, and I would go and get the Blimpie Best with bacon in it. And they put like onions and, mayonnaise and whatever their little, they have like the oil and vinegar with the oregano and shit.
Spices.
And that was the best shit ever.
Blimpie.
It's not the same anymore.
Blimpie is so New York. Such a New York thing.
Yeah, I haven't heard of Blimpie.
All right, I'm hungry now. Fuck this. Let's end the show. Ruggs, where can the listener find you? I'm going to get a sandwich.
At Penny Antico, and I'll probably be on my phone
Send me one of them.
on Twitter at Really Rug Boy,
Really Rug Boy.
waiting for my sandwich.
Send me one of them sandwiches. Show notes at jockandnerd.com/294 for everything we talked about. Links to how you can find us, how you can support the show, how to join us, get involved. Spread the word, listener. Tell a friend. Turn them on. Rate the show. Let's get to 200. Jock and Nerd. Tell everyone about us. Thank you. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the Nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
Yeah, go on the internet and look that up. Grilled chicken sandwich from Penny Antico.
Rug Boy approved.
Absolutely.
Yeah.